America was built on promises: freedom, justice, equality. But history isn't just what's written in textbooks. It is also what was whispered, classified, or buried. Tonight, we're opening the ChronoVault to reveal 5 dark secrets from American history. And facts, not rumors, not myths, but true-life events that question the assumptions of many about power, freedom, and truth. These stories aren't intended to be about hating America. They're supposed to make you understand it. Because sometimes, the most perilous secrets are not kept forever. They are, in a manner of speaking, hidden in plain view. 5 dark secrets America tried to bury. Number 5 secret will make you regret. Secret 1, the coup that almost happened, 1933. In 1933, America was desperate. The Great Depression had crushed millions of lives. And while everyday Americans struggled to survive, but a cabal of prominent business leaders had other plans. Not recovery. Not reform. A coup. This wasn't a foreign threat. It came from within the United States. It was the wealthy elites who approached a highly decorated war hero, General Smedley Butler, and called upon him to head a private army of veterans to overthrow President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Their objective? Replace democracy with government that protected corporate power. But Butler refused and then blew the whistle on the plot to Congress. In fact, the investigation proved that it was true. Nobody went to prison. No headline lived beyond a few days. And today, most Americans have never heard of it. Stop. Because the scariest part isn't that it almost happened. It's not the fact itself that is so surprising, but how quietly it was forgotten. Secret 2, when science betrayed humanity. For 40 years, the U.S. government conducted a medical experiment on its own citizens. Hundreds of black men in Tuskegee, Alabama were informed that they were receiving free healthcare. They weren't. Doctors secretly studying syphilis. And even in the case when there already was a cure found, treatment was purposely withheld. Men died. Families were torn apart. Children were born with the infection. All in the name of research. This was not the Dark Ages. The experiment was concluded in the year 1972. And it left a scar that still exists up to this day. There has been long-standing distrust between healthcare systems and the poorer communities. This wasn't an accident. It was a decision. And decisions reveal more than accidents ever could. Secret 3, the FBI's secret war on Americans. It was created to protect democracy. But, in the advent of the Cold War, it had secretly decided that some Americans were too dangerous to be allowed freedom. Under a program called ChronoVault, the FBI infiltrated civil rights groups, anti-war movements, and political organizations. They spread evil rumors, destroyed reputations, drove bosses to collapse or worse. Martin Luther King Jr. was followed everywhere. Others were imprisoned or killed. This was not about ending violence. It was about the control of ideas. Freedom of speech. But only applied if your speech didn't threaten power. Activists, not the government, exposed ChronoVault. And once again. And very few were punished. Secret 4, prison labor, slavery by another name. Slavery was abolished in 1865. But there was one clause that no one really read. The 13th Amendment banned slavery, except as punishment for a crime. Today, inmates in America work for pennies an hour. Some manufacture furniture. Others fight wildfires. Some manufacture products that are sold nationally. Refusing work can be punished. This system is legalized. Profitable. Largely invisible. The United States has the largest prison population in the world. And that begs an uncomfortable question. When freedom can be taken, the means of production can be expropriated, and labor can be coerced. How free is a society, really? Secret 5: You are always being watched. After September 11th, America was told surveillance was temporary. A sacrifice required for safety. But temporary became permanent. Large sections of data are now being collected by government agencies. Cell phone records, locations, and online behavior. Most of it is legal. Most of it is secret. And most aren't aware. Because it didn't come with chains and soldiers. It came with convenience. Security cameras. Smartphones. Applications which know you better than you know yourself. You didn't lose it in one night. It was lost all along, bit by bit. The bigger picture. These 5 stories are not selected by chance. They share a pattern. Power promises protection. Then he asks for silence. Then calls that patriotism. And when the truth finally comes to the surface, time has passed. Memories have faded. Accountability is lost in the process. It does not imply that America is evil. That means America is human. Greatness capable. And capable of terrible decisions when power goes unchecked. History is not intended to comfort us. It is supposed to make us aware. Because a nation which respects its heritage is more difficult to manipulate in the future. If this video made you think, if it interfered with something that had been taught to you, and that's just why ChronoVault is here. Subscribe for more hidden history, untold truths, and the stories time tried to erase. Because the past isn't dead. It's watching what we do next.